7, 6.
Good afternoon and welcome back to Nasdaq Trade Talks. I'm your host, Jill Malandrino, global markets reporter at Nasdaq. We've been coming to you live from the Financial Markets Quality Conference at Georgetown University's McDonough School of Business. Joining me for this segment, we have John Zimmerman. He's the COO and Managing Director of IndexIQ, a New York Life investments company. Thank you so much for joining us at Georgetown. Now, your world is the ETF space.
Absolutely.
What's going on there? The new proposed ETF rule. It seems to be making the rounds at this conference and a number of other.
Lot to talk about here down in DC, talking about the new ETF rule. So we had a good panel today. I think it was good to get out there with some of my industry peers and talk a little bit about what it means for the new ETF rule, what it means for the industry. And I think, in short, it's better late than never to really have some standardization around what it means for ETF products as a whole to be out there in the market and really put them on par with mutual funds as not an exception, but as a rule, everyone operating on a level playing field. We know what we're going to get both from custom baskets, as well as some smaller things that might seem a little bit soft, but the distinction between active and passive is sort of segmented where it should be, which is the investment objective rather than structural segmentations between the two.
So did this proposal come about just because of the growth in the ETF industry? And of course, that's why you have to standardize it so everyone's playing by the same rules. That's the first question. The second question is, what's really different? How's it going to look from an operational perspective?
Yeah, no, it's good questions. So I think two things. One, it's been discussed with regulators for a long time. You know, both the sort of unequal playing field on the custom baskets has been the primary mode, which is the ability to create and to create your own basket every day for the creation and redemption mechanism. That has been one of the key drivers, but I think broadly the need to standardize the ETF regulatory framework has been, the ultimate need and why regulators care more, as they should. It's been a growing industry. I think, I don't know the exact timing, but it's been talked about for close to 10 years now.
As an investor, do I have to worry about that at all? Does it change anything with my portfolio?
No, I don't think it changes anything. I think, in fact, the only thing that's going to be, that there was some comments back in the comment letter during that period was a little bit of questions around structurally how some of the additional disclosure requirements would work. I think as an ETF issuer, we're comfortable with those. Those should all be fine. But, technically, how are we going to get certain data, make sure it's standardized, we're reporting the right things. But at the end of the day, you'll get more disclosure about your investments, and that's a good thing.
Well, speaking of the growth of the ETF industry and why it needs to be standardized, do you feel as if it's been saturated from an issuer perspective at this point? There seems like there's a new one that comes out every day, a new theme. Has it overgrown itself, or is there still room, or will it consolidate?
It's a competitive market, right? I mean, so no, I don't think it's saturated. There is competition. So some products will work, some won't. We choose to take the view of really having a strong focus behind our products and making sure that what we launch is going to be fully committed. We're going to have marketing support, academic support behind it, and really focus on those. The other approach is to sort of throw things against the wall, right? And that it works for some people.
Right.
So yes, ETFs will close, right? We want to minimize that for our investors, I think for obvious reasons.
Well, it's great that you bring up that you want to have academics behind it as well, because ETF education, capital market education, is so key for every investor.
Exactly.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us at
Thanks,
FMQ.
Jill.
And thank you for joining me. I'm Jill Malandrino, global markets reporter at Nasdaq.